Yeah, let's move over to the Falcons side of the ball here, guys. And look, Kirk Cousins, from an NFL perspective, did not play great here. Has the 2 interceptions. He's gone now 4 straight games without a touchdown pass. It's unbelievable. But he looked better in this game. He did look better.
2 bad picks, though. They were bad picks. But outside of them, he did look much more functional. And he did have some very good throws.
He did. So I'm going to ask you, Jay Croucher, because on Fantasy Football Pregame, you and I made a wager. Yes. And you said I was dumping on Kirk Cousins. I think they boat race him is what I said. And I ultimately ended up taking the Vikings -6 against you. But you said, I think Kirk Cousins proves the critics wrong. We talked about, could you see Michael Penix in this game at all as well. You said, I think he proves enough to get back. Do you think he proved enough here, Jay? I'll leave it to you as to whether or not you think you won that part of the bet.
No, I would say I lost that part of the bet. He wasn't as catastrophic, but he was bad. It was bad. The 2 picks are just unforgivable. They were both of the same ilk as the ones last week as well, which is the problem, where he had time and he made just the terrible decision both times. Yeah. And I think the second one, the throw just got away from him, but at least he showed that he was able to put up, 300 plus passing yards, and he was able to get the ball around. He was able to move the ball down the field. But certainly I would think that, if he has another 2-pick, no touchdown game against the Raiders on Monday Night Football in primetime, then it might be over for Kirk.
Let me ask you guys this. So he's got the longer week, you get the extra day. The schedule is now a soft landing.
Yes.
It's the Raiders, Giants, Commanders, Panthers. You got to go at least 3-1 in that stretch. Yeah.
Is the that big more? One is the Commanders game. The Panthers, the Panthers are going to be a tough out by week 18, right?
I think they've got the better quarterback in that game.
I would move to Penix now is where I was going.
Oh.
Instead of saying, oh, well, this is a soft schedule, Cousins will be fine. No, go with the upside, because if you go through this patch and you get into the playoffs, don't you want the ceiling?
Yeah,
not the
I agree.
floor?
They're not thinking.
They're
like
effectively
that.
0%.
That's poor management.
They're close to 0% to win the Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins at quarterback. I think we've probably seen enough at this point. Michael Penix is probably, the median expectation for Penix might not even be better than Cousins, but at least he does have variance. At least he is something new, and he could be really good. And we've seen guys come in as rookies and be really good. CJ Stroud came in and was immediately a top 5 candidate for MVP, 6 weeks into his career. So it can happen, and he is the upside play. To your point.
Jaden Daniels this year.
Yeah.
From moment one, you were like, this team's now different.
100%.
The minute you saw Jaden Daniels, you were suddenly like, okay, the Commanders are potentially for real this year. They're on the road at Las Vegas. If he melts down against Antonio Pierce's defense, by the way, and the Raiders have kind of played plucky defense the last couple of weeks, and so that's not a gimme for the Falcons.
No.
On the road.
Nothing's a gimme for the Falcons
4-point
right
favorites.
now.
It's not ideal.
It is not. You buying it? The only other thing I want to, Tyler Algier, 9 for 63, he gets a touchdown, but Bijan still gets 24 touches in this game. Darnell Mooney, nice game, 6 for 142 on 7 targets. It's his second 20-point game this season. He's now had 14 or more fantasy points in 4 of the past 5 healthy games. Like we keep talking about, Darnell Mooney is this viable wide receiver too. Are you buying Ray-Ray McCloud in this one, though? 3rd straight game with double-digit fantasy points, but just sort of I don't know, there's something about me that doesn't want to trust Ray-Ray McCloud.
I just think in the Kirk Cousins offense, it's hard to go with the 4th option and have trust in that, because it's clearly Mooney, London, and Bijan are ahead of the pecking order in terms of touches and attention. The good thing is that the Falcons' defense isn't very good, and Cousins keeps throwing interceptions that get run back. So they are in these shootouts where they're needing to throw, but it is an easier final month. They should be in more run scripts.
It does, for those that are deeper leagues and you think about that schedule, how easy it is. It does make me think maybe some of the ancillary guys like Algier or McCloud could be usable, again, in super deep leagues as you head into the playoffs. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.